Thank you.
Today, a properly run race where Fielder got strung out.
And we might just get it here the way that these two are approaching the tape. The flag is up then for the Aintree Hurdle Grade 1.
Marne's Glory just playing up a little bit as they make their way forward, and they're off. Racing for this William Hill Aintree Hurdle Grade 1, Marne's Glory jumps off with a 4 or 5 length advantage over Marie's Rock, who in turn is another 5 lengths clear of Nemean Lion as they approach the first flight. Ampere Pass, the favourite in the double green, in 4th place, followed by Lucia as they take it, and then back to Beacon Edge and Langadan, and Bob Ollinger is held up in last place by Rachel Blackmore. Continuing down the back straight then and on towards the second, Marne's Glory and Marie's Rock, 1 and 2, and they have quite a healthy advantage over the others in these very early stages, with Nemean Lion in 3rd place. After Nemean Lion then is Lucia, with Ampere Pass close up just ahead of Lucia, and they're followed by Langadan, Beacon Edge, and lastly by Bob Ollinger. Quite a long run until they reach the first of the 3 flights in the home straight. Marne's Glory leading the way in the hands of Sam Twiston Davis, tracked by Marie's Rock and Nico de Boinville. They're a good 5-6 lengths clear of Nemean Lion, and then Ampere Pass to the outside of the champion hurdle, 3rd Lucia. Langadan is next, dual Coral Cup winner, followed by Beacon Edge, and lastly Bob Ollinger. Turning into the home straight and approaching 3 flights 3, 4 and 5, and Marne's Glory coming in to take it. Jumps it well, reaches over from in 2nd, Marie's Rock. The others a little closer perhaps. Nemean Lion 3rd, Ampere Pass ridden quietly to the outside of Lucia, and then Beacon Edge on the outside of Langadan, and finally at the back is Bob Ollinger. So not too many changes so far, well over a circuit left to travel, and Marne's Glory continues to make it. He's very much on his toes before the race. Marie's Rock in 2nd as they approach this one. Marie's Rock over, got plenty of stamina. Then in 3rd is Nemean Lion, Ampere Pass, and then Lucia tucked away towards the inside in the hands of James Bowen, followed by Langadan, and after Langadan, Bob Ollinger and Beacon Edge to the outer. So a circuit to go in the William Hill Aintree Hurdle of 2024, and up ahead it's Marne's Glory from Marie's Rock, but the pack have closed up considerably. It's 3 lengths only now to Nemean Lion, back in 3rd from Ampere Pass in 4th. 5th is Lucia, followed by Langadan, and then Bob Ollinger on the inside of Beacon Edge. Making their way towards the back straight, and 3 more flights in a row. Marne's Glory continues to set the pace. From the mare, Marie's Rock in 2nd. Nemean Lion in 3rd. Ampere Pass, the favourite, going smoothly on the outside of Lucia. Langadan, then Beacon Edge and Bob Ollinger, and they're all travelling well. The pace hasn't been too serious, and they head on towards the next. Marne's Glory. Marie's Rock just flipped through the top of that one in 2nd. Nemean Lion 3rd, Ampere Pass. Then Lucia, Langadan, Beacon Edge, Bob Ollinger. On towards the next. This is 5 out there coming to. Marne's Glory by a length and a half to Marie's Rock coming into it. Leader jumps it particularly well. They're all safely over, and now on towards the last in the back straight. Marne's Glory. Now Marie's Rock taking much closer order. That's a definite move there from Nico de Boinville, maybe trying to exploit this mare's stamina as they jump this one from Nemean Lion. Ampere Pass looks untroubled, then Lucia, followed by Langadan. Bob Ollinger still held on to by Rachel Blackmore, and finally Beacon Edge. Running out of the back straight then on this lengthy run towards the first of the 3 in the home straight. Marne's Glory by a half length to Marie's Rock. Then in tandem, Nemean Lion and Ampere Pass, Lucia and Langadan, and Bob Ollinger and Beacon Edge. On the way towards this left-hand turn, And it looks an open race. Marne's Glory taken on by Marie's Rock. And then the Nemean Lion tracking them about 3.5 lengths back in third. Ampere Pass is next. Paul Townend absolutely motionless throughout. Lucia, Langer Dan. Now Bob Ollinger making a little bit of a move on the left. Black Sleeves followed by Beacon Edge as they crowd together towards the third last, where Marie's Rock has taken it up and makes the bid for glory. A little untied in the Nemean Lion. Ampere Pass coming there very smoothly, but so too is Bob Ollinger, followed by Langer Dan cutting through them. Marie's Rock away to her left, chased by Ampere Pass, who's driven now. Langer Dan comes forging through, and then Bob Ollinger racing down towards the final flight, and Langer Dan and Ampere Pass going on just ahead of Bob Ollinger at the final flight. Ampere Pass away to the right, and then over on the far side, Langer Dan. Ampere Pass comes back across. Langer Dan inching towards the far rail. Bob Ollinger back in third, on the run for home. Ampere Pass leads the way. Langer Dan will not give in. He's battling back all the way with Bob Ollinger as they race close to the finish. Oh, it's tight! Bob Ollinger on the near side of Ampere Pass, and between them Langer Dan in a classic for the William Hill Aintree Hurdle. Lucia back in fourth, Marie's Rock, Beacon Edge, Nemean Lion and Marne's Glory.
Oh, now we're rocking and rolling. What a race for the Aintree Hurdle. Has Ampere Pass got back up the far side of Bob Ollinger? It looked Bob Ollinger as they flashed past the post. Between the two is Langer Dan, who might be a bit unlucky here. Will need the stewards. Far side, darker nose of Ampere Pass, Townend for Mullins. This side, Bob Ollinger, Rachel Blackmore, target on the back of Townend throughout. Has Ampere Pass just nosed in front on the line up the inside? It is desperate. Langer Dan bisecting them has run a career best. And the stewards will need a look at this, because Ampere Pass veered first to the right, then back to his left, appeared to come across Langer Dan, but the head-on will be more informative. Down the outside, Bob Ollinger with the final challenge. Wow, what a race.
It takes you back to that Bet365 Gold Cup, where the one who's been most impeded, we think, has finished third. So it adds the extra layer to the complications of the stewards' inquiry, potentially. Langer's gone across himself. He's been hindered, continuing to be hindered.
And Skelton has switched and has got very close, but Bob Ollinger's the finisher.
Don't even know he's won yet, do we? We don't know he's first past the post for definite.
Oh, there's so much to pick out of this. I'm very surprised that the stewards' klaxon hasn't gone already, because the three all bumped each other on the line as well.
Well, here's the result of the photo finish for first place. First, number 3,
He got back up, Ampere Pass, and he won. Another grade 1 for Willie Mullins and Paul Townend. Bob Ollinger has finished second. Third is Langer Dan. And still I have not heard the stewards' klaxon go. Even money favourite Ampere Pass has been called the winner here. They've surely got to have an inquiry at least.
There's a chance he's placed third, because he would have to be placed behind the horse who he's interfered with primarily, which is Langer Dan, who's finished third, beating about a short head.
Yeah, I mean, on that head-on shot that we've seen, to my mind, on initial viewing, interference has occurred. The interference has been caused by the eventual winner, Ampere Pass, and I do think, in my own opinion, that that has changed the result between Ampere Pass and Langer Dan, who was rallying all the way to the line. The interference was quite significant, and it was constant for at least 100 yards, I'd say.
The official margins are a nose, unsurprisingly, and a short head. Only a short head has Langer Dan been beaten. Has that manoeuvre, has Paul Townend's manoeuvre, has Ampere Pass going across Langer Dan cost him more than a short head? It is very difficult to contend that it hasn't.
I completely agree. It is that Bet365 Gold Cup all over again. Kitty's Light was the strong finisher that day. Keldistan, I think it was, who wiped him out, and that allowed Potterman, who was placed, managed to get up for second past Kitty's Light, having been interfered with, who was given that race, even though he wasn't a sufferer.
Why have we not had a stewards' inquiry called?
It was Enrillo, not Keldistan, wasn't it?
Bob Ollinger finishing. There's the print, confirming that Ampere Pass in those double green silks has just got his darker nose up. What a fascinating race it was in the execution, never mind the finish.
The head carriage of Bob Ollinger hasn't helped, has it? Because he just does have that high head carriage, and he's not putting it down in the same way that Ampere Pass is. So, you know, I think in terms of the actual result past the post, we've still not had a stewards, by the way.
Sure, there's got to be a... Surely we've got to hear the klaxon soon. I mean... how much more of an invitation do we need? There are 3 horses that have been involved in a close finish, a nose and a short head, and interference has taken place.
Well.
Even if they deem that the interference is caused by another horse in the finish, they've got to be a steward. Langadan, absolutely outmatched physically by those two, but what a tiger that horse. He just did not lie down.
He's run a huge race, hasn't he? Whether you think he would have won or lost or drawn it without interference, he's run a massive race.
At this stage, however, and this is an important race, I know there will be people out. Eventually.
It's a sarcastic cheers, Nick.
That should have been rung about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think we knew that there had been interference watching it live, and I think everybody did.
Paul's not got the face of someone who's beaming with confidence either.
Right, this is an angle that the stewards will be looking at. This is the scout angle. And you see, Langadan comes off a true line first, and it's then simply a question of whether Aintree pass and that manoeuvre to the rail has cost Langadan more than a short head. That really is the only question.
As I said to you, my initial instinctive reaction is that it has. The way that the horse has finished off, the constant interference, which is undoubtedly there.
That's a great
Langadan angle.
Yeah, and he keeps going left, keeps going left until now, and then the horse Langadan that rallies, that has been interfered with, he rallies to such an extent that it's hard to question that a short head has been cost.
Now, that, of course, will then present the race to Bob Ollinger. If Aintree Pass is taken down, it'll be Bob Ollinger that is awarded the race.
Third win of the season potentially, even if he wasn't first past the post. And he suffers himself. I don't think knock on effect, so it's Langadan who makes that first move. But after that, he gets the unencumbered run slightly wider than the other two.
I suppose that there could be a question of whether Langadan has interfered with Bob Ollinger to some extent as well, but it's going to be not going to be significant given.
This is going to take a fair while to sort out, I'd suggest. I've just been tweeted suggesting that there was 999 available Bob Ollinger just a few moments ago.
We were right on it, Nick.
Well, sadly
not on the 999, unfortunately.
Couldn't get the machine out in time. Maybe Dave Neverson did.